So when you think of motorcycles lane splitting, do you think of this? Or this? Did you know that the first is not illegal in California? And studies show that it's actually safer for riders and better for everyone that's stuck in traffic? Hey guys, Ken here with 4 Wheel Online. We're making videos for you to watch every week, so hit that subscribe button. Now, we are 100% aware that what we're about to discuss is a topic that many people have strong opinions on, and honestly, it is a complicated topic. So we suggest that you watch the entire video before letting us know what your opinion is in the comments. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the legality of lane splitting. California is the only state where lane splitting is considered legal, and that's only because current laws don't explicitly deem it illegal. This brings us to where we are today. At the beginning of August, the California Assembly unanimously passed a law legalizing lane splitting. Now the governor just has to sign it. What's interesting about this bill is that it gives power to the California Highway Patrol to determine what safe lane splitting is, which is something they've already done, but we'll get into that in a minute. So it's expected that lane splitting will become formally legal in California. Why is it such a divisive topic if one of the largest states has no problem with it? In most states, people don't actually get a chance to see what legal lane splitting looks like. Someone who chooses to speed on a motorcycle is more likely to lane split simply because they're already taking chances. And like alcohol prohibition taught us, people are going to do some things no matter what the law says. Legalizing lane splitting allows actual rules to be made and allows more opportunities for education on safe lane splitting and car driving habits. And guess what? It's already working. You're watching a video on it right now. Educating motorcycle riders on safe lane splitting and car drivers on the legality will make roads much safer overall. Let's talk about the CHP guidelines for safe lane splitting that we spoke about earlier. While not explicitly illegal, CHP could still ticket lane splitters for reckless driving or similar offenses. That's where these new guidelines come in. These were the basic guidelines. Don't travel more than 10 miles per hour faster than other traffic. It is not advisable to lane split when traffic is moving at 30 miles per hour or faster. It's typically safer to split lanes on the furthest left, and consider all factors when splitting and be alert. Seems pretty common sense. With the new laws, these enforceable guidelines must be drafted with the aid of the DMV, DOT, Office of Traffic Safety, and a motorcycle organization focused on motorcyclist safety. The previous guidelines set a good standard, and we don't expect them to change much. We've gone over the current events of lane splitting, but what about the actual advantages and disadvantages of lane splitting? First, advantages. In high traffic environments like the highway during rush hour, it is much faster to lane split. There's little stop and go for riders. It also decreases traffic by allowing smaller vehicles to use up the available roadway. Now that's an extra 6 to 10 feet of forward movement for cars for every motorcycle rider that's lane splitting. One study even said that replacing 10% of cars with motorcycles would reduce traffic time by 63%. Big number. Because they don't have a strong steel cage around them, obviously motorcyclists are always in danger of being killed, but that's a risk they understand and take precautions for. This bill allows lane splitters to take control of their own personal safety. The law permits lane splitting, but it doesn't require it. According to a recent study, motorcyclists who split lanes in heavy traffic are significantly less likely to be struck from behind by other motorists. They're also less likely to suffer major and fatal injuries when there is a collision. Compared to being rear-ended, which is more common during stop-and-go traffic, the angle of impact from a lane change is much less, and the rider has more opportunity to recover and stay upright or just take evasive actions. And what about disadvantages? Well, it mostly has to do with bad drivers hitting riders. It's easy for a driver to not pay attention to the road around them, and mistakes do happen. It's just a fact of life. Plus, motorcycles are small, so I understand that. Now there's also hostile drivers. These are people who actively try to stop riders from lane splitting because they're just jealous or frustrated that the motorcyclists have an unfair advantage, or even angry thinking that the rider feels entitled or that they own the road. It also startles drivers, but if lane splitting is done to the CHP guidelines, this is much less of an issue. Plus, they'll get used to motorcycles going by them in traffic. It also increases the motorcyclist's potential fault in certain collisions. But fault doesn't matter if you're dead. Decreasing the risk of serious injury while increasing the risk of fault seems like a fair trade-off to me. I mean, I would much rather be at fault and alive due to my own mistake rather than dead to a cager's mistake. So what are your thoughts on lane splitting? Should it be legal nationally or just on a state-by-state basis? Do you think it should be illegal? Maybe you just don't care. Vote in our poll right here and then let us know your thoughts in the comments. Just don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe button before you leave your comment. Until next time, I'm Ken with 4Wheel Online, and you've just been refreshed.